Greetings from Dynamics eShop. Today we're going to take a look at our all-in-one e-commerce for Dynamics ERP with a focus on our B2C solution. A little bit about us. We have over 20 years of experience implementing our fully integrated real-time solutions with over 70 employees across the globe and over 500 successful implementations across regions and businesses. We have over 100 current partners with the goal to provide technological solutions to elevate clients' operations and over 15 available solutions with our headquarters being in Irvine, California, and overall 5 key office locations. With Dynamics eShop, we offer an all-in-one integrated digital solutions that are built utilizing web service technology to integrate seamlessly to the Dynamics ERP. We have 4 key product lines with our ePortal, which is our self-service portals for customers to securely log in and see key information. We have our eShop, which is going to be our B2B and B2C e-commerce solution. ePay, which is going to be our payment solution built directly within Business Central, and eMarketplace, which is going to be our connector solution using our eConnect to connect to popular web stores. Now, let's take a look at our B2C solution, where we're going to start directly in Business Central and see how eShop is going to be using that information to communicate back to the web store. First, we're going to start off in our Business Central environment, where we're going to take a look at how eShop and the BC is going to be interacting to our web store. So here we have our eShop dropdown. We're going to have our setup card, as well as our eShop More, which is going to have our key information, such as our categories, our items, users, reports, web orders, and stores. Starting off, we have with our categories, which is where we'll be setting up our categories from the BC directly to the web store. So here we have our category information, and we can attach our parent category IDs, as well as allow different categories or multiple categories to multiple different parent categories. We also have our eShop store field to allow multi-store layouts, or the ACL role ID field to allow role permissions to be set to specific categories, items, and users to restrict different information. Going back to our dropdown, we also have our item list where we can see our item information and which items will be published to the eShop store, and our users. This is our user table where we can see our users that are going to be enabled for the eShop store. So we'll be putting in their information if we wanted to do so manually, setting their email, first and last name, and enabling them for eShop. And this also can be done directly against their customer card in BC. We wanted to do so with existing information. But normally for a B2C, we'll go ahead and log out and see what that looks like for a user. So here we can go ahead and register. And this is going to take us to our register page where a new B2C user can go ahead and put in their information. They can put in their first and last name and email, and it'll check to see if that customer already exists. And we can put in a customer number if we want to attach that to an existing customer within Business Central. And then we'll go ahead and put in the rest of the information and register. And that's going to create a temporary or a returning user, depending on what information's been put in. We'll create a new customer card, like what it's shown, where it's going to have a new card with that new information that we do during the registration process. That information already exists and is not tied to a customer card, they'll throw an error and the customer will most likely already exist within the BC. Now let's go ahead and log in with one of our users. We'll take a look at the look and feel of the site and some of our general information and views before we go into our products and categories. So here's going to be one of our templates for the site, and we have over 50 templates that are suited towards different industries and are all highly customizable. The categories, images, items, and more. And then when it comes to display, product colors, product names, and the descriptions, videos, and just for general banners and more for the site will be able to be edited directly within the back end. So that way we can adjust the look and feel to be reflective of your industry with the starting template. When it comes to the front facing the site, we also now have our DES agent, which is going to allow us to ask questions and reflect information directly from the BC to the customer. So for example, I asked a question here, and here it gave us our SKU and information for those products directly from our Business Central and our web store, as well as the ability to add to cart. We'll go ahead and close off our agent. Now we have to take a look at some of our products and our categories. So here we have our categories, which have been set up within Business Central, and we can go in our categories to see some of our general category information. So here we do support the attributes and variants, so we can directly set up attributes within Business Central, allow the filtering for the customers, as well as the multi-views, like the catalog view or more of the list view. And going into one of our items, we also do support the variants. That allows us to create variants for items directly within Business Central, and then allowing us to display the specific pricing inventory for those variants. So for example, if I choose our variant here, we can see we have our variant inventory directly from Business Central. We also can request additional information such as uploading files, company names, or more. If I go ahead and navigate to another item, I can show some of how we can build out some of these items, such as our product related, our customers who also bought this item, product descriptions, specifications, videos, views, sizes, and much, much more, depending on what we want to have within the Business Central, as well as what we can do directly within the eShop backend. So here we can do information such as generating SEO with AI, seeing just our general information, or editing our displays for items. So how we want to display things like our pricing and inventory, where we'll be pulling that information from Business Central, then allowing us to have additional customization and configuration within the eShop site. So going back to our site, let's navigate to one of our items and we can show how we're updating that information in real time when it comes to our pricing and inventory. So here I have one of our items with our special pricing and our inventory set up. So let's go ahead and navigate to this item. So here's going to be our item SKU. And then there's going to be our item, and we can see here we have some in stock quantity on hand. I'll go ahead and add, or I'll get rid of 100. We'll reflect that back on the store right away as I made those changes. So if we're placing orders within BC, if we're placing orders through the web store, it's always going to be reflecting that correct information. We'll update a special pricing that we have set up. And we are good to go there. And now if we go back to our site, give us a quick refresh, we'll see that we have this updated information. Now we can add to cart. Along with the add to cart, we also have the product favoriting. So if we want to have our My Product page as a customer, we can wish list our products. And then through these products, we can go ahead and check out through this page by adding to cart from here. They also do support like the compare list as well as the multiple dollar or languages through the eShop site. Going into the checkout, here's going to be our checkout page where we can request information before a customer checks out or allow them to even generate a sales quote or template. So with the templates, there'll be customer specific templates through their account section where they can create orders depending on what templates they're saved from what they had in cart. We'll go ahead and check out. As we go through the checkout process, we'll see some of this information we're pulling in real time, like our addresses, our shipping information, and then with our payment methods, we have our purchase order or our credit card or ACH option with our ePay. And I'll just choose an existing profile from now. And then now we can go ahead and finally confirm the order. And once we confirm the order, we're going to see here it's going to be our sales order number. So this is going to be the actual sales order number we have within Business Central. And if I go into the sales order, we can see that general information. So here we have our lines, and then we have here our general eShop info, like our web order number, our shipping, paid with, and login information. And then now we can start handling this further in BC. Going into our account section, this is where customers can see our general account information. So we have our dashboard view where we can see our real-time statistics from BC and navigate to key sections of the site. We have our account to see our general account information from our customer card or what the customer put in during the registration. Our address book to edit or add new existing addresses. Our saved cart, which is going to be our templates that we had saved during checkout. We have our different order types, like our sales quotes and our open orders, which all support the filtering between. And we have our sales order number here where we can see the ability to read the order or to download the PDF. So if we want to grab reports directly from Business Central, we can grab things like our order confirmation, our invoices, and more, as well as allowing the customers to upload documents or even add comments directly during the order details. We have our invoices. So with our invoices, we can see our invoice information and allow the ability to initiate a return from the invoice and grab the invoice directly from the details. Our shipments, we can see our shipping information or the status of those, as well as display the tracking number and shipping agent, or grab our shipping confirmation. We have our full transaction history. So here's going to be our full transaction history from a customer, where we can see the different transaction types and grab those downloads, and some other order types, like our return request to see our returns, as well as our outstanding items to see items that have shipped and the status of those. We also do have our ePay module, such as our payment profiles that we saw during checkout, as well as the bill pay feature to see our open invoices and pay those off. And then we also do support showing the credit memos for customers, and then we do have some other integrations. Lastly, when it comes to document management, we have our reports. So within Business Central, we can set up specific reports for customers to grab from any time, whether it's a standard or custom BC report. For example, our customer statements, if a customer wants to grab that whenever they want, they could do so through the section. The general upload and download, that'll be tied to that customer card, where we can allow customers to upload attachments, or from Business Central, we can push attachments to the customer. And then we have the document library and downloadable products for customers to grab files that have been input within the eShop store. And then lastly, we have the change password functionality, where a customer can go in and update that password, and it'll update in that hidden user field within Business Central. And that's going to do it for our B2C solution. Thank you.